Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hi, welcome back to the show, or welcome to the show. My name is Lauren Kubat. This is the Become Your Vision podcast. I need your help. I'm trying to figure out a name to call my Monday episodes. I was thinking I had it as a bonus episode. I don't like bonus episode. Some other podcaster I listen to, she calls them Quick Tip Tuesday, Quickie Tuesday. They drop on Tuesday. I drop mine on Mondays. If I do a bonus episode, usually I release them on Wednesdays. I was thinking wise words for your Monday, something like that. Or I was calling them Monday motivation. I don't really like that either. So if you have an idea to call these Monday episodes, I would love to hear it. So I do have some wise words for you today. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the one-on-one personal coaching I am doing. I've been doing this for a little while now, but now I'm making it public. That was the announcement I made at my women's conferences. I am taking on more clients for my one-on-one coaching. So how it works is when we first meet, our first session, I will assess your confidence. We'll talk about all the barriers that are holding you back from becoming the person that you know and you want to be. And I will give you an action plan so you have the confidence to ask. Maybe it's a raise that you've been thinking about. You know you deserve the raise, but you just don't have the confidence right now to ask. Or maybe it's the fear of hearing a no, so you just choose not to. Or maybe you're thinking about changing careers. There can be many reasons that you would want to coach with me. Maybe it's starting your side hustle. Maybe you haven't made exercise a consistent part of your life. Whatever it is, I want to help you and most importantly, give you the tools so you are happy with the person you are. You're proud of her. You appreciate her and her efforts, but also you are so freaking excited for the person that you want to become and the opportunities that are waiting for you. Sessions, oh my gosh, they're dirt cheap. It's $50. I know I'm not going to stick with these prices for very much longer, but I wanted to offer this price so that if you have been thinking about it, it's affordable to everyone. But in the near future, I will be definitely increasing the price. This is what I recommend for you before you buy a complete package is to purchase a session, because I want you to get the full experience of what I offer and how I can help you specifically. Everybody has a different starting point. Everybody has different fears. Everybody has different barriers of what is holding them back and also the goals that you have. And October is completely filled. I cannot take any more clients this month, but I do have some openings for November. So if you're interested in this, I recommend you send me an email. It is lkubat, Kubat, PT, like Paul and T for Thomas, at gmail.com. And I'll leave that in the show notes. You can also send me a message on my Instagram handle. It's Lauren, Lauren, Kubat, Kubat. So all that information is in the show notes. Okay, let's get into the wise words. Wise words Monday? I don't know. It's not quite sticking. If you have a better one, I would love to hear it. Today is all about giving yourself grace, one, and then giving yourself a pass. So I talk about grace on the show a lot because I don't think it's something we give ourselves enough of. And we also have this inner critic, and everyone has it. Beyonce has it. Whoever your idol is, you're like, there's no way that they can have an inner critic. I promise you, they have an inner critic. And what I want for you, though, is I want your grace, your side of grace, I want it to be louder. And I hope it is louder than your inner critic, because one, it just feels much better living with grace instead of living with this critic and all the things that we've done wrong, all of our mistakes, and living in our past, and, living in the down, living in the negative. That's just not fun. So my goal for you and my goal for this episode is just to shine a light on your inner grace, and hopefully that voice, that inner being, that inner friend, encourager becomes much louder, much stronger than your inner critic. And I came up with this concept or this thought last week. I like to speak on the things that I suffer with and the things that I have to work on. And I've come such a long way. And I have to catch myself, but I'm much quicker at catching myself than what I used to be, and just choosing a different avenue that I want to go down. But last week I was having this moment where I was just being really hard on myself for not being as patient, as present with my kids that I intended to be, that I want to be. I always want to be patient and I always want to be intentional, but I'm human. My kids are human. We have different personalities. We have our brains are at different points. It's funny because I always talk about my boys, 2 and 4, and I feel like they've kind of like just switched gears a little bit. Like Oliver has mellowed out. He is our oldest, and Charlie's like getting into the stage where I'm like, who are you? But last week I was, the specific day I'm talking about, several of these days, I feel like I could have done better. I wasn't as patient as I wanted to be. I was very distracted with just like things that I'm working on. I was on my phone too much. It was just really easy for me to get distracted. And I was driving to pick up some groceries, and I was just like getting down on myself, like, Lauren, they're always only small for so long, and why weren't you patient in this moment, and did you overreact with that, and what's going on? And then I just had to pause, and I'm like, okay, you realize that you weren't showing up as the mom that you envision, but you are also human. And how can you support yourself in this journey? Like, I've never been a mother before these 2 boys. Like, I'm learning too. They're at different stages. So every time they're in a new stage, I am learning too. I haven't experienced this before. So like every day is a new day, and the same thing is going to happen when they're teenagers. And, so I was like, okay, can you give yourself a pass? Yeah, you can. Give yourself a pass. They're free. So what area of your life can you give yourself a pass on? I mean, we make mistakes all the time, but it's so easy to dwell in the past, and we're like, what's wrong with us? And are your hormones off? Are you getting your period? And we kind of overanalyze. I definitely was overanalyzing. I'm about to get my period. I was like, it had to do with my period, because we all know hormones are, you know how she can be. She's not fun. But maybe you relate to something and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not organized, and I'm always late, and I'm always running behind, and you're always rushing, and then you're beating yourself up. But instead, maybe you can be like, okay, give yourself a pass. Like, It happens. Like you try to get more done. You thought you had more time and it just didn't work out that way. I'm going to give myself a pass. Doesn't mean that I'm unorganized. That doesn't mean I, am not good with time. Whatever it is, I'm going to give myself a pass. Maybe you snapped at a spouse. Maybe it was your child. Maybe it was somebody at work. Maybe it was a friend. And you're like, ooh, well, that wasn't so nice. Okay. Give yourself a pass, but also apologize. Tell them that you are sorry, that you made a mistake, but then move on from it. Like, okay, I apologized. I did what I could do. Now it's time to move on instead of living in that, in the past, in the negative. Like, look forward, look in your windshield. That's what I was looking for, instead of your rear view mirror. What's ahead of you? What do you want to focus on? How are you going to be a better human being, in the next 5 minutes, the next hour? Maybe you've tried your best and you're like, today I'm just off. I'm off. I'm going to try to be alone as much as possible. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to have better intention. I am going to show up as the person that I want to be. But give yourself a pass. You give a pass to your kids. You give a pass to your friend. You give a pass to the people at work. You give passes to others. So it's time to give yourself a pass too when you can. It doesn't mean that you have permission to be an a-hole to everybody all the time. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that give yourself some grace. Have that inner friend, that inner being, that inner calmness. Let that be stronger than that inner critic, that person that just wants to beat you up and just doesn't feel good. So I want that side of you where that encourager to be stronger than your inner critic. I hope this episode helped you. If you have a name for these Monday bonus episodes, because I don't do them all the time, if you have a name for that, I would love to hear it. Also, book your coaching session. It's $50. I would love to help you. I want to talk to you as a coach, and also come at it as I struggled so much for such a long time with social anxiety and being in this dark place and dealing with anxiety and depression. And if anybody knows what you're going through, it is me. And I have so many tools and workshops that I've created over the years, that these simple things that can just change your path dramatically. So if you're thinking about this, email me, lkubatspt@gmail.com. Reach out to me on Instagram. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you have an amazing day. You're so important. You have such a meaningful life. You have so much to give to this world. You have so many, many gifts, and I want to shine light on those gifts and all the possibilities that you have for your future. And I always like to remind you, it may sound cheesy, but I truly mean it. You've got this. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.